We're doing something a little different today. Normally, I don't work out with you, but I just cue you through the exercises. Today, we're filming, actually, Max is just filming my screen and my working out, so you are not going to be visible on the recording. But we've arranged it this way so that I can still see the gallery view of all of you as I'm working through the exercises with you. The purpose here is so that we'll be putting this recording up on, I think it's Facebook and the Swarthmore website, so that you'll be able to access it if you want to work out during the week when you're not in class. And also, like when we're on our August break from Pilates, you'll still be able to work out with my voice in your ears, which I'm sure you'll find lovely and very helpful. So we're going to start today laying onto your back, and we'll begin with a little knee sway. So if you're on the roller, come off of it. And here, just lay on down, lay your head back, and you can take your arms out to the side, let the fingers reach out. And then here, let's cross your right leg over the left one, thigh over thigh, legs tight, and inhale to sway the knees to your left, and you'll look right. Keep your right shoulder down, and you twist your torso. Exhale, come back to center, knees and nose to the ceiling. Keep the same cross in your legs, and then slide your knees to the right to pull with your right leg. Pull that left leg down, out, and long so you get more stretch across your waist. Exhale, back to center, rocking the pelvis. Coming back, we'll do one more set like this. So the knees glide over to your left, you turn your head, you look right. Your arms outstretched on the floor, reach long through your fingertips. Exhale, back to center. And then we're taking it over to the right with the legs, to the left with your gaze. Feel the pull in your pecs, the stretch diagonally across your belly and your back. Exhale to come back to center, and then we uncross the right leg and recross the left over the right. And now we start, the knees fall to the right, you look left. You turn your head, get an easy stretch in the neck. Exhale, unwind it, roll back to center, knees and nose to the ceiling, knees continue to your left, and turn your head, look right. Stretch the arms longer away from each other to get more of a stretch. Exhale, pull back to center, and again, taking the legs over, look away, and then center here, and one final time. The head always turns away from the angle of your legs. You can push the legs away from you to feel a little more stretch across your hips, and exhale back to center and unfold the leg, and we'll pull both knees into your chest, centering here. After asymmetrical work, we want symmetrical. We'll pull the right knee in and stretch the left leg long down the mat. Pull the leg tight and into your body, really compress it in, and then pull that right knee to your right armpit. The left hip is heavy, you can take your hand on your hip to be sure, and then pull the right knee over and across to the left armpit, bring it up and in, you can lift the hip off the ground, reach out through your right arm, and even turn your head to look at the hand. Come back to center, pull the knee in, and then just stretch the leg up to the ceiling, and with your hand to the back of the thigh, you can have the knee bent if your hamstrings are tight. You're going to pull the leg in a little bit here to get a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Straighten it if you can, point the foot, and flex. And then you fold the leg in once more, pull it tight, and then stretch that one long. And just with that little bit of movement that we did, feel the difference in the legs. Rotate them externally, let the knees and toes flop out to the side. You should feel more relaxed in the right side and a little more grounded on the right side of your body. So we do the other leg. We pull the left knee in, stretch the right leg away, that knee pulls in. Deep compression at the hip. You fold here like a paper doll, like a nice sharp crease. And then we're going to take that leg to the left armpit, right hand or right hip bone. Be sure that the right hip does not come off the ground. So just like in all of Pilates, we're trying to see what we can mobilize, what we can stabilize. If you push the hip down and pull the leg a little out to the side, you may feel a nice stretch across the inner thigh and across the front of the pelvis. Pull the leg back up and in, pull it tight again. And then reaching long through your left sits bone, pull the right leg up and in towards the right armpit. And again, you can extend the left arm out here and look at that hand. And then the leg pulls in. One more time. It's in alignment, chest, knee, ankle, foot. And then extend that leg, extend it up. We did a little stretch here. And you can pull the leg back. If you can keep the leg straight, that's great. A lot of us can't, particularly after sitting at our desks for all this time on Zoom. So you may have the knee bent. So you still feel the stretch in the hamstring. And then if you want, you can flex and point the feet. Every time you flex and lift up the heel, you'll feel that stretch in the back of the leg. The point will relax that a little bit. And then let's go ahead and fold the leg in, one more tug, and then stretch it forward. That's great. And now let's pull the right leg in again, and we're gonna roll forward and up. You pull that leg in, pull the left leg in and reach that up to the ceiling. And as you rock your legs forward, you look down at your belly, you come up to sitting. And sit tall. We're going to roll back into our upper ab curl for hundreds. So with your hands to the back of your thighs, your heels will be grounded, the toes may come up. Lift your chest and sit up as tall as you can. Feel your good posture here, aligned head, throat, pelvic floor. And now we're going to curl the tail up, push your waist back, and you roll your spine down 1 inch, 1 vertebra after the next, to come down to the waist, to come down to the base of the ribs, maybe the tip of the shoulder blades. Pull one leg in and then the other, look down at your navel, and we can extend the arms forward, start pumping the arms. Inhale for 5 beats and exhale for 5 more. Breathe in through your nose and feel the whole body expand. Breathe out through your mouth or your nose, whichever you prefer. Your arms create a steady pulse. If you're not feeling this enough in your low abs, you can bring your feet up to a tabletop position or just straight legs. And then you have the option of lowering your legs out to the level where you really start to feel your abs engaged, but you don't feel your back arch. You want to stay high in that upper ab curl, the tip of the blades just touching the ground. You squeeze the legs together and reach the arms long out at your side. Imagine pumping through water. You're going to push the water down. You're going to push the water up, really splashing it here as you go. Your arms lengthen here like daggers at your side. Try to reach out through the fingertips like they're touching the wall on the far side of the room. You keep looking down, you keep lengthening the back of your neck, you'll feel that stretch. If your back starts to bother you, lift the legs. If it starts to warm up, you can take the legs lower. Soft point through your feet without cramping the legs. And one more breath, full breath in and a long breath out. And then go ahead and fold in and lay yourself down. Turn your head easy from one side to the other. Just release tension out of your neck. So now we're doing a roll up. So let's rock forward and up to seated again. So we're going to look at your belly and press the legs forward, coming up and sit up tall. Here's a chance. If you have a TheraBand, you can take your band around your feet. I'm going to demo this for the first one. You can also use a yoga strap or even a belt. And the band would be around the balls of the feet. The feet are flexed and together here as you sit upright. Bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight. And now we begin with the pelvic tuck. You curve the low back down and you start to roll your spine into the floor. If this is your first time, you may want to stop here and then lift from there. Otherwise, go all the way to the ground. And then we nod the head forward, look into your chest. You can pull the elbows out wide to help you pull up. And then you can dive over yourself, take a bow, bring your forehead towards your legs, bend your knees if your back is tight, if the back line is tight. And then we slowly articulate up. If you don't need the band and want a more advanced version, the arms can go forward or even the hands to your legs a little easier. As you roll back here, the hands slide along the legs or slide along the mat. To go all the way down, then to come up, you can slide your hands along your legs and then bending over, just bend the elbows, dive down. Bring your halo down by your shins. Articulate all the way up. And we go back again. So you can do any of these variations. Arms can go forward. The higher the arms are, the more work you're going to feel. The lower the arms are, the more control you have. So you choose whatever variation works for you. Maybe at the back, take the arms back and take a nice stretch through your abs. Bring the arms forward, shoulders down. Exhale up. You want to use your exhale as you lift the ribs off the ground. Dive forward and stretch it out. Reach long here. And then as you roll back, the arms reach forward. If you had weights in your hands, it would give you more control. Also, you take the arms to your working level as you go down with your spine to the ground and reach the arms behind you. Unless, of course, you're holding the TheraBand, in which case that would not be a good idea. So we're going to lift and come up again. Exhale to come up. Try to round the back, bend it, curve it. Like you're coming around a ball and you dive over. Your head reaches forward, the heels reach forward, the toes pull back. And down we go again, one last time. Show me the nice control all the way to the ground. Bring your body down, arms back, and then you can circle the arms around. and down at your side. We are going to do a single leg circle here. I'm going to use the TheraBand. If you have a band, use it. You don't have to. But again, the band is wide on the ball of the foot in the arch. And you would roll back and lift the leg up to the ceiling. Good. Try to get a stretch in the back of the leg. Anchor your elbows at your waist. And then soft point through the foot. We begin with the circles. The goal here is to keep the pelvis grounded, the torso stable as you reach the leg long out around to the side and pick it up. I kicked my wall, so I have to move over. And again here. Circle it around. So the leg is going to work in internal rotation as it crosses your body, neutral at the bottom, just skim over the other leg, external rotation as it goes out to the side, and neutral up at the ceiling. And the opposite side of the body pushes down. My right side is heavy as I reach to the left. My left side is heavy. I reach into the ground with that whole side of my body, foot to elbow to head. And we'll do one more here. There's also a short inhale and then a long exhale. So I feel the abdominal wall contracting nice and deep. Come to the top, pause. And we reverse. Rotate externally. Now the left side is really working to keep my pelvis grounded here. You circle around and over without lifting that right hip off the floor at all. Remember, your leg is heavy, right? So just anticipate the weight of the leg and get the work into your center. It's not just about how far you take the leg and how much you stretch it. That's important, but we also want to keep working the center of the body, working the core by keeping it grounded as you reach, as you circle. Ideally, the elbows stay grounded at your side. We'll do one more. And the forearms move in line with the leg and with the band. If you're not using a band, the arms are just at your side for stability. Good. And then we can take a stretch here. If you have a band, just take the band in your right hand and take the leg out to the side. If you don't have a band, just take your right hand and use it to support the thigh as you open the leg out to the side. You can rock the leg here up to your shoulder and away. Get the stretch in the inner thigh and then pick the leg up. Cross it over, lift the hip, waist, and ribs, but look to your right, extend the right arm, and the shoulder blade does stay down. So you really get a nice twist in your waist. Now rotate the leg internally, tip the foot and the knee towards the floor to increase the stretch, diagonally into the glute and the sacral area, and then you're going to pull the hip down to lift the leg up, and then just fold the leg in, slide the band off, and stretch the leg out, give both legs a little shake, and then let them relax, externally rotate, and feel the difference in your two sides again now. Should feel maybe lighter, longer, more energized. And now we're doing the left leg. So we're going to take the band and take it wide across the ball of the foot. That's the part right under the toes. Yeah. And then you stretch the right leg long. Maybe swing your tail to the right to be sure your left waist is still long here, that you haven't shortened with the lift. And first you can flex the foot, give a little stretch, and then point, and we anchor the elbows down by the waistline to move the shoulders away from the ears. We circle, inhale across the body, and exhale all the way around, out to the side, and then lift the leg up, and do that again. So I keep looking at the screen so I can watch you all, the people who are here with me on Zoom today. But you would be looking straight up to keep your neck in a more neutral position. And we start with a short inhale. Take a deep breath in like you just walked into your favorite bakery, and then exhale all the way out. We want that longer exhale to relax the nervous system, but also to engage the low abdominal muscle, your transversus. So it's going to pull tight and in to help your body stabilize, and also just work that muscle really hard. Go all the way around here, circle the leg out, around, and then lift it, and let's reverse. The leg goes out to the left, and it pushes forward. Just bring it right over the other leg, pull it across without lifting the hip, and we reach again. If you don't have the band, pretend you have one, and pretend that you're spiraling the foot further and further out into space with every single circle, with every single breath. We're looking for length in the muscles and space in the joints. We come to the top, and now we take both ends of the band in the left hand, open the leg out to the side. The right hand on the right hip bone will help you keep the pelvis grounded. If you have that down, you can take the arm out and look at the hand. It is nice to have the security of the hand on the hip bone to push it down a little deeper. If you've tipped it off, lift the leg, anchor, and then take the leg out lower. And we rock the leg here, get the stretch in the upper inner thigh muscles in more than one line of movement. And then we exhale to bring the leg up. And now you can pull the leg in, the band comes off, pull it tight. And we're gonna pull the other leg up in the air to roll forward and up for rolling like a ball. So you look at your belly, you push the legs away, and you rock forward to a sitting position. Sit near the front third of your mat, center on your mat, and you'll grab hold of your shins if you're used to it. Your thighs is easier if this is a new exercise for you. So we rock back on to balance on our sacrum. We round the back like we're sinking our spine into the shell like of a turtle. And we're going to roll just to the shoulders, not to the neck. So you always look down, you lift as you inhale, roll back, and then exhale, come forward to your balance point. The feet stay off the ground. You can tighten up the position for more work. So you can roll back and forward, and always look at your navel like it's the most important thing in the world, which, you know, some people think it is. And we're gonna roll here. This was designed by Joe Pilates to be sure that you work to the two sides of your body equally. So you roll back in like you're rolling on the midline of the road, like on the yellow line, and you roll forward on that same imaginary line down the middle of your mat. You can make it more difficult by pulling the elbows in around your knees to roll back here. This will ensure that you have more work in your upper abdominals as you go. Good. It's hard, right? And now from here, we're going to transition into the ab series. Your right hand goes on your shin at the ankle. Your left hand goes on the right shin at the knee. So both hands are on the same leg, see? And then as I roll back, I curl the tail up. I slowly roll into my spine, balance at the brow line or the tip of the blades, and the left leg reaches out. Higher is easier, lower is harder. Find where you need it. You push the arms down, you push the shin up. And we inhale to switch. The outside hand always to the ankle, left hand to the left ankle, the right leg reaches out of the socket, and then you switch in. You can pull the one leg in tight and the other leg stretches long, and then you switch. The goal is here to stay lifted in that upper ab curl. If your neck has a problem with any of this, you can always support your head with your hand or take a ball behind your head or your shoulders. You work smoothly through this. The legs work like pistons in and out of the joint. And then you pull the left leg in, pull the right leg in to meet it, squeeze the legs together, elbows go wide, pull yourself higher. Inhale, arms and legs lift to the ceiling. As you circle the arms, you fold the knees in and you grab hold of your shins. And again, reach up, exhale, and around. As you advance, the legs and the arms go further away from each other, and you pull everything into a ball. Keep looking down. You don't want to take the arms so far back that you fall out of your upper ab curl. And one more time here. Embrace it all in. And then the right leg is up and the left leg is forward. And we switch the legs like scissors cutting through the air. So one goes out, one lifts high. You could bend the knee as you lift if your hamstrings are tight, but try to keep reaching up and keep looking down. We're going to end with the left leg up. Lift both legs, bring your hands behind your head, pull the head up and pull the elbows down and aim for your navel. And here, double leg lift. You do have to be careful. Your legs weigh a third of your body weight when they're combined like this. So you push them away. You want to feel your low abs engaged, but you don't want to feel your back arch. And then you exhale to pick the legs up. So you're only going to go as far back as you don't flatten your upper back to the ground. And as long as you don't feel it in a bad way, like I don't want your back to feel nervous at all. Keep stretching the legs and squeezing them tight. The more work you have at your inner thighs, the more the low belly and pelvic floor will help engage. So you reach out slowly. We're trying to resist gravity on the way down and resist momentum on the lift. Let's just do one more. It's okay if you feel parts of your body tremble. It means you're working at your edge. And now we're going to pull the right leg in and twist up and to the inside of the knee with the armpit and then spin across and you shoot the leg straight out of the socket. The hips should be grounded here so that you're not rocking the pelvis, you're only twisting the torso at the upper body. The leg shoots long, the legs stay in line with the socket. And you're pulling up. Our goal here is to feel the oblique abdominals and challenge the ability of the body to lift up off the ground out of gravity. We're going to end twisting to the left, come back to center, and then lay everything down. Just stretch it out. Release the abs, feel that nice length. Beautiful. So from here, let's pull the left leg in and lift the right leg up. And we're rocking forward and up for spine stretch. You come up and extend the arms forward, kind of like a sleepwalker. Press the arms down a little bit and lift your chest and lift up through your halo above you. And then we look down. We start with the head tipping down and then moving forward in space. The head leads you out in an arc, out, over, and around. Again, think of a beach ball underneath you and wrap your body around that ball. Press the legs down and you lift to come up. Now, if you're tight in the hamstrings, you would want to bend your knees or elevate your hips. You could sit on a pillow. You could sit on a yoga block. You could sit on a bunch of books. And we're going to continue again. So inhale, lift you to the center. Exhale, look down and round over. Your feet should be flexed eventually. If they're pointed while you're still getting length in the back line, that's also fine. And then you lift up, stack your spine so the belly lengthens to the same length as your back. When you're upright, there should be a little indentation at your waist. And look down again. If you don't have that, if your spine is like this when you're sitting up, you need to elevate or bend your knees more. Dive over and stretch, reach it out long. Take that bow. And then let your back muscles pick you up from the bottom to the top. It's like you're lifting against a wall and you go up high here. Show your best posture. And then one more time, down you go and go over all the way. Breathing through this. Take the stretch, hold on wherever you can and pull your waist back. And just breathe into whatever part of your back might feel tight. Now from here, we're going to scoot forward to the front third of your mat for open leg balance and rocker. So you hold onto your legs. Easier to hold at your thighs, more difficult, hands inside the legs and hold above the ankles below the calf. Rock back a little further to lift your feet off the ground. And now we take the right leg up and you stretch it as high as you can. Bend the knees okay, if that's where you are, and then go ahead and bring it back down. So we're doing asymmetrical loading. We take the left leg up next and see if you can stabilize your body in space while you're moving the leg up and back in. Once the heels are together, press them in, feel your inner thigh connection, and then take the right leg up again and pull it forward and down. And now the left. And bring it down, and now both together. So it's balanced weight, but there's more of it, so it's challenging in a different way. And you're still trying to hold your body motionless here as you lift the legs and lower them down. We're gonna lift one time. I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit so I don't hit. I'm on my Pilates equipment, it's called a Cadillac. So it's got like this frame, which I have to watch out for. So you roll back onto your shoulders, and then you exhale to lift and come up. Again, the head never touches the ground. And then when you come up, you try not to drop into your legs. So you just smooth out your back, you roll back and forth, and you reach as far up on your ankles as you can, trying to keep the arms straight as you rock. A deep exhale will pull you forward, and then you gotta pull your belly back to stop in position. Let's do one more. Rolling here, and exhale forward and lift. Good, close your legs together, bend your knees, take your feet to the ground, and we are gonna roll back for corkscrew. So you sit upright, and then you curl the tail and you roll back, down, bring your head to the ground. And then here, pull both legs into your chest and extend the legs up to the ceiling. Bend the knees. If you need to, your feet should be over the pelvic floor. And we're circling to the right. And you go down into circle, around to the left, complete the circle and reverse. Now here again, you know, there's a way to do it where you don't feel any work at all, which would just be like kind of like circling the leg and then letting the body like flop on the mat here like a dying fish. Instead, I want you to think of keeping the pelvis grounded. So you reach away and you put more weight in the opposite hip. And then as you reach forward, you feel the low belly support the spine. And then you come around to the opposite hip is heavy and bring it all the way up. Now you will feel that you're getting a little bit of a massage around the sacrum, which is that big triangular bone near the base of your spine. And it does massage out the edges of your SI joints, which is lovely. So this work is hard. You could make it easier by having the TheraBand over your feet. We're gonna do one more set. So you go to the right, exhale around, try to draw on the ceiling with your toes, and then around here. So you have your feet floating up and your glutes sinking down. And now fold the knees in. We rock forward and up for saw. So lift to come up and you open the legs. And you sit upright again, tight hamstrings, tight low back, elevate your butt or bend the knees. Extend the arms out to the side, slightly in front of your collarbones, and you reach long through your fingertips. We're here going to rotate to the right, bring the left hand across to the outside of the right leg, shoot the right arm up and back behind you and dive forward and down. And then lift to come up, center, and then twist and dive over. The arms stay strong, they stay long, they stay straight. And pick it up. As you come center, unwinding, feel equal weight in your glutes. As you rotate, put more weight in the opposite hip. So as I'm going to the right, I want my left side to be grounded more. That'll help me feel more rotation. And lift to come up, center here, and spiral again, and stretch. And even try to pick up your top shoulder and look back over towards your fingertips behind you. Lift to come up, hold the twist, unwind. We'll do one more set. Dive, stretch, reach it long. The fingers pull out, lengthening here. Think of your arms like they're the ropes in a tug of war contest, and one arm gets pulled in one direction, the other arm gets pulled in the other. Lift to come up, center, lower the arms. We close the legs and flip over onto our stomachs for swan. So you lay onto your bellies. And we'll start this with the legs extended out long. Feet apart is a little easier for most people's low back, so go ahead and feel comfortable with that. Traditionally, legs are together. But you take your hands in by the chest and like a little behind the armpit and float your head off the ground. It's very much like Cobra in yoga. Pilates went to yoga for some of his inspiration. So you pull the mat down behind you, you lift up, you curve to your spine backwards, and then you come forward and down. Release your body down and float your head off the floor so your head and your neck are in line with your thoracic spine, the back of the ribs. Pull back here, elbows pull in, chest expands, and down you go. It's important to get the feeling of going forward instead of just going up. So as I push the mat behind me, my chest wants to go forward and I continue looking up, lifting here, eyes to the sky, keep looking up as I go down. And then let's sit back in a child's pose. We stole that from yoga too. So you reach back with your hips, the arms can stretch forward, you drop your head and you round your back. And then we're forward onto our bellies for single leg kick. You take your forearms and you press them down, you stretch your body out, and you put the arms into the ground like you're digging ice picks into the mountain, and you pull the elbows back to pull the chest forward and lift. Look up and ahead. Kick your right heel into your butt. 1, 2, and down. And then the left 1, 2, and down. Think of your pelvis very heavy, so it's not rocking and bucking up and down as you kick your legs. This stretch will give you a stretch in your quad with every pump and work your hamstrings with every beat. The arms are really pushing down and the heart is really pulling forward. So your shoulder blades melt down your back and imagine them sliding down and in towards your tail. What you don't want to see is the body collapsing and falling into the ground. So you stay lifted here. And then let's go ahead, even it off after kicking the left leg. And you'll lay yourself down, turn your head to the right, and overlap your hands on your back. Elbows fall. This is a double leg kick. So we stretch the legs long. We inhale to lengthen from our head to our tail to our toes. As you exhale, 3 beats with both legs. Kick 1, 2, 3. You push the legs into the ground. You reach the arms back like wings flying behind you. You center and lift your eyes in your chest. Then you go down, head to the left. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Push down, the arms rise. Now, if you can, you would intertwine your thumbs, lower the arms to lift the chest, and down we go, looking right. Overlap the hands on the ribs, drop, and kick. 3 beats, and then the legs are down. You reach long, you stretch here, and down we go, looking left. 3 more beats like so. Take the legs out, and you reach like this. Good. And then from here, just sit back in your child's pose once more. Curve the spine, round it. And we stack and come all the way up. Great. So now we're going to go onto our backs for shoulder bridge. This is another spinal articulation exercise. Once you lay down on your back, Your arms lengthen at your sides. Your feet are maybe 6 or 8 inches, whatever's comfortable for your knees from your sits bones. You press through the ground, and we begin with a pelvic tuck. So you sink your waist and the tail curves up like a light beam going up the wall in front of you. And then you push back with your heels and forward with your knees to lift your spine inch by inch off the ground. Come up, and you can either be in like a plank, a straight line from your shoulders to your hip to your knee, or more advanced, you can push the top of the shoulders down, reach to the outer arm, and lift the chest, and then give yourself more lift up through your glutes and your hamstrings. Don't let the knees widen. And then we're going to roll to the inner arm and go all the way down. You want to broaden your back so you can curve the spine down between the blades. And then at the end, as you roll it down over your sacrum and tail, the waist starts to float off the ground. You might even feel your head rock a little as the neck arches more. And we start with that pelvic tilt. Think of your knees being pulled forward over the toes, like there's magnets on the knees, and the shins reaching for the wall in front of you. Come up and really lift. Push the ground away with your arms, with your feet, and pull the shoulders blades together underneath you. And then widen the space between the blades so you can melt the body down 1 vertebra 1 inch after the next. So that you're sequencing your spine like you're laying a pearl necklace down, 1 pearl after the other. One more time here, rocking the pelvis, pushing the knees forward, pushing down into the ground to lift up. The back line of your body supports you in that bridge. Your gaze is always up. Don't look to the side when your hips are elevated. And down you go, rolling out. Curve your way down into the ground. It should feel good. It should feel like a massage for your body, both inside and out. Let's pull the right leg in, and we rock forward and up for spine twist. Another one where if your hamstrings or your low back are tight, you elevate your hips or bend the knees. Here, the feet are together. And we extend the arms out long. Reach here. And we twist the torso to the right and pulse 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then spin left and pulse 1, 2, 3. The arms shoot out of your socket like laser beams, right? Twisting. Ideally, the feet never change position. We're trying not to shorten one leg and lengthen the other by rotating the pelvis. Instead, think about your tailbone between the 2 pelvic halves, starting the rotation for you, and that rotation works up your spine. And then let's go one last time to the left, back to center, and float the arms down. Now the next one is jackknife. It's an inversion like a shoulder stand in yoga. If this is new to you, you might want to watch it and then see what you think. It's also helpful to take a roller or a yoga block under your hips so that you don't have to start from the ground as you lift. But see what you think. So we're going to lay down. And you bring the knees in and lift the legs up. Press them away. And then you push through your arms. You inhale to bring the legs up and exhale. Up and then reach for the ceiling. Then you're looking up and back. And don't follow your feet with your gaze. Keep your gaze up and back to keep your neck long. As you come down slowly, you take your legs out to what we call your working level. You feel your abs, but not your back. And then we start to lift again. Exhale for the push off the ground. And the legs lift like a flame into the sky. Keep reaching up. You're watching the smoke coming out your toes, going up as you lower your spine down. Press into the ground and reach the legs long and away from you. Let's do one more here. Inhale, exhale. Your arms press down, your legs lift up. And then slowly down. Come all the way down. Reach the legs out. And then you can bend your knees. And we're rolling over. I'm going to roll over to face the screen, to face you. And we'll start a few of the side kicks. So we'll just do a short version and prop yourself up on your elbow. Another option, if that bothers your neck, would be to lay yourself down on your arm. But we're going here. Your top hand presses in, your hips are stacked, your legs are stacked, and they're forward like a kickstand. Reach out long for your top leg to lift your waist. Bring the top leg up, hip height. You flex the foot and you bring it forward. Pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back. Pulse 1 and 2. Flex again, double beat. Point and stretch it back, double pulse. One more time. The foot stays the same height from the ground. Come back to center, rotate the leg externally, point, go up, flex, and reach out, heel to heel, close the legs. Drag the legs apart. It's like they're magnets and they don't want to come apart and then they don't want to come together. Do one more, point to lift, and flex to close, reach out, reach long. Now reverse, flexing the foot to go high and pointing the foot to stretch out. 2 more like this. Try to keep your waist long as you do it. And 1 more, lengthen out through the heel, and then lengthen out through the ball of the foot and the toes, développé. We bend the knee, we slide in, we lift the knee, we extend the leg, we flex and we push it down. Drag it in here, extend it, flex, and press it out. 1 more. Tap it down, reverse, go up, point the foot, bend the knee, sweep the leg out, lengthen both legs. It's like the top leg is the steam iron and the bottom leg is the silk pant. We're just going to stretch it and smooth it out nicely. Last time here. And get ready, rond de jambe, big circles. You press into the arms, you engage in with your supporting elbow towards your armpit, and you circle around, leg goes up, out, back, and around. The hard part here is that your body wants to lean away from the leg. So you watch that when the leg goes back, you're not leaning your chest forward, because that won't open your hip, and you don't want to go forward and lean back because that won't stretch out your hamstring. Let's do 1 more correctly. So you hold your body stable, balanced on the side as you reach out and stretch the leg away from your center. And then we reverse, go back, open the hip, use your glute, pick up the leg, it rotates on the socket, comes all the way around, and we do it again. Nice job, and 1 last one. Good, and figure 4. We pull that leg in, the knee bends, the foot is grounded, the hand is between the legs, and we lift the bottom leg up and then lower it down. It lifts and it sinks. It lifts and it sinks again. We lift and we hold it up and we circle 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it high, reverse your circles. 1, smooth them out. 3, lift and then lower. Okay, we're going to leave it there. There's more, but we'll save that for another time. And then let's turn over onto your belly, overlap your hands and rest your forehead on your hands for grasshopper. In grasshopper, the tail sinks down, the legs are going to be in turn out, and then you'll lift your legs from your glutes and tap. Be sure the quads are working to keep the legs straight. You don't want to have your thighs down and just clap the heels, the lower leg. You want to lift the legs off the floor so the thighs are skimming across the mat. It's a ton of glute, really feel it. And then we lower the legs down, push back into a child's pose, round your back, curve it, stretch out. And then we stack the spine. I'm spinning to the other side. So you need to do the other side, obviously. So we're going to lay it on out. Now, once you lay down, you can pull that bottom elbow in towards your armpit to get more engaged into the sideline of your body. The legs go forward, the feet are flexed. The hand presses down. It's either a fist if your wrist is compromised, or you can press your whole hand down. Do not fingertip like a little spider here. You want a really firm connection. We pick up the top leg, flex the foot, and we bring it forward, pulse front, and pulse back. It's 2 beats each way, 1, 2. Sometimes I add another beat if I need a little extra stretch. As I pull forward, I reach back through my sits, bone, and tail. And as I reach back, I really use my glute to hold my hip forward without rocking the body back. 1 more, flexing forward, double beat, point, take it back, double press. Come back to center and we rotate the leg. Point, bring it high, flex and take it down. Point and lift and flex and lower. Point to go up and flex, reach it out. Now reverse. The gaze should really be forward. I'm looking at the screen to see you, but typically you would look straight ahead to keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Développé. Bend the knee, slide it in, extend it up, flex and reach it out. Slide it in here, extend it up and flex and push it away. Imagine moving through water here so you feel the resistance and also the buoyancy of the support. Reverse, go up, point bend, exhale all the way down, enveloppe, reach, point bend, exhale, lengthen out both legs with that stretch. Last one. And then we're moving into rond de jambe. Feel the support of your arms. Pull the leg forward, circle up, out, around, and back. Keep reaching out through the center of the sole of the foot. Lift here, circle it around, come through center. 1 more in this direction. And then we reverse. Take it back, let it rise, forward, around, and down. Do that again. And 1 more time. Hold the body still, resting on its side. And then here we bring the figure 4 position back for the top leg. Pull it into you, push the knee away, and the bottom leg rises and lowers down. You can push your elbow into that figure four thigh to kind of push the leg away from your hip, away from your shoulder. And then as we lift the leg, we leave it there to circle around it up 1, and then 2. Try to work through the upper inner thigh, not the foot. 3 to the top, reversing. You want to work closer to your center instead of at the edge of your foot. And then lift it up and lower it down. Extend the leg out. Good. And then here we're sitting back in another child's pose. Round your back, stretch it out. Coming upright. Now, teaser is the next exercise. It's super difficult, or can be, but we're going to start in an easier variation where you start from the top and you have your knees bent. And again, first lengthen up, and then you roll back behind your sits bones onto your sacrum. And then you're going to lift your feet one at a time to your balance pose here. Now, if you're a woman, the toes should be about even with your eyes. Guys tend to have their legs lower because they've got a different center of balance, bigger chest, women heavier in the hip bones typically. And what we're going to do here, wherever your legs are, where you feel that balance point, you'll slide your hands down your legs towards your sits bones as you pick up your tail and roll your spine into the ground. So you reach out a little bit and then you pull everything in. The main thing is to be sure that your low back feels safe. So you curl the tail up, you roll back, the legs extend as a counterbalance, toes should be at eye level, and then you pull it back up. Now for guys, their feet might be a little lower than that, otherwise they fall backwards. So if you can, you go all the way down. Your heels would touch the ground when your tip of your blades do, and then you could rest if that works for you. Otherwise, do the earlier versions. Slide the arms forward and you pick up the legs. You can fold them in or keep them upright and the arms can rise. And we can do this again, the more advanced version. The arms don't touch the legs. You go back and then we're going to lift to come up one more time. Whatever your version is, circle the arms back. We're going to rest on our elbows, fold the knees in, and then try to pull yourself back between the arms. So it almost feels like you're sliding your leggings off your butt, and then extend the legs up to the sky. We circle to the right. This is like the corkscrew we did earlier, except the chest is up and you're on your elbows instead of down on your back. And you can make a bigger circle here and sort of rotate around on the pelvis. Get a little feeling of massaging the low back with the circles. Bend the knees if it's too much weight for you. Straighten them if you can. We'll do one more set. Good. Fold the knees in, stretch it out, flip over onto your stomach, swimming. We're almost done. Hang in there. Extend the arms, extend the legs. We lift the chest, we pull the shoulders down your back. Just kick the legs like a little paddle kick here. And then you can lift one arm and bring it down, the other arm and bring it down. Eventually both arms lift and the arms and legs alternate. And that's your swimming. You're building strength into the back of your body. And then you reach everything out, hands at your side, sit back in your child's pose. Round your back, curve it. Sitting up, last exercise for today is called seal. So you sit upright, the knees are open, your hands go between your legs, wrap around your ankles, and then we rock back onto our sacrum. Here we're going to open and close the legs 3 times, clapping 1, 2, 3. Look into your belly. Remember, the rolling exercise, the head and neck never touch. Roll back and you clap your legs in the air 1 to 3 times. So we're rolling back to clap, and then come forward and clap again. As you go back, try to lift your tail, suspend. So you have that moment when you can hold your body almost motionless in the air to get your 3 claps in. It took me 5 years to learn that, so just clap as many times as you can. Some people get it the first time, others like me, it takes longer. And we're doing one last one. Try to roll in that straight line again. And forward, lower your feet. And my darlings, you are great for today. Thank you so much. I hope this ends up to be a good recording so you can use it when I can't be with you, even though I'm with you on Zoom right now instead of in the Matchbox. But this was wonderful. If any of you want to hang out and ask me questions, I can certainly do that. And I assume Matt can edit it out. All right, bye-bye. Have a great day. Feel great today.